Gunline, gunline, gunline. Fire mission coming down. I'm your host, Lopez, and you're listening to the On the Gunline podcast midweek memo for April 6, 2021. As you can see today, the Latinos are the majority. I got myself, and even though he looks like he might be Korean, he's actually Hispanic. All right, he's actually Mexican from San Diego, California. Jesse Urena, which is actually Urena, but welcome, Urena.
Get the little squiggly line on top of the end. So
it looks like the little the Siemens sign, right? When they make the dick.
Yeah, I just didn't want to. I didn't want to deal with all that noise and shit. I didn't want to get deported by the recruiters, so I just left it alone.
And then, of course, my motherfucking left hand, right hand man with the master plan. Oh, baby D, Nate.
I don't know about a master plan, but
well, master plantation.
Whoa,
super
already starting.
What's going on, man? How you been, Dowden? I didn't get to see you last week, bro.
No, man, I've been busy. I'm down in Midland, Texas again this week, so I got to watch Jace's first coach pitch game last night, so that was nice. And come on down here to beautiful West Texas.
There's nothing beautiful about what fucking West Texas. Well, maybe the broads. That's about it. No, not even them. 2 tons of
maybe a handful.
Gotcha. What about you, Urena? How you been, brother?
I was just busy doing college, man. I'm trying to get this degree by September, so I'm like overloading some classes and taking biology and some crazy. I don't know how I'm passing biology, but I'm passing biology. I'm qualified to be on the show Narcos now because I know a lot about science. And I'm Mexican. And I'm Mexican, so that helps me. And then I'm taking French.
Oui.
So yeah.
Oui. Parlez-vous français?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, comment allez-vous?
He just started the class. Leave him alone, Lopez.
Comment t'appelles-tu?
Dude, I'm using Google Translate, man.
Je m'appelle Danny Lopez.
It's an online course. Not that serious.
Texas, États-Unis.
He's just trying to check the box, Lopez. Calm down.
Oh, my bad. Hey, just a kid from the ghetto, man. What do I know, you know? Oh, shit, broke out some French, suckers. Well, that's what's up, man. But, dude, tell you one thing, the French never have to worry about because I think they got, like, strict gun laws out there, don't they? Like, nobody carries weapons out there in France.
Everybody's got knives, man.
Everybody's getting shanked.
Yeah.
I mean, but they wouldn't even know what to do with them anyways because, I mean, they fucking – aren't they used to surrendering and fucking putting their hands up? Oh, bro.
History.
Let me check this shit out. I was in Afghanistan back in 2012, right? And we had these comedians come over to our fob to do some comedy. We had a French contingent there with us, right? So the fucking comedian starts leaning on the French, bro, like hard. He's like, what the fuck are the French doing over here? You know, the first thing they're going to do is drop their weapons and put their hands up if they recover overrun or something. Dude, like they were going hard on them. Talk about like, you know, during like celebrations, they don't have like fireworks because they'll drop their weapons and surrender.
God damn.
So, dude, I'm talking about the French got pissed, bro, and walked out of the goddamn comedy fucking the comedy show.
They surrendered to the comedy. They left.
And then, of course, they were doing the stereotypical laughs of ho, 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 ho. Dude, that shit was funny. I don't know how the French got brought into this, but I know where I was going with it. Europe has like these fucking really strange laws, right, about weapons. Am I right on this? You lived in Europe, right, Urena?
Yeah, I was there for 3 years. They're not so friendly with weapons as we are. They only have they have rifles for the most part and shotguns, and it's mostly used for hunting and stuff like that. If you go into like Sweden, Norway, those cold ass fucking big open countries, they have a little bit looser gun laws, but it's usually just restricted for hunting game.
Well, I mean, so the reason I'm asking is because, I mean, would it be something strange to see someone out there walking around, let's say, open carrying?
Huh. Yeah, you'd
Sorry.
probably get called a terrorist.
No, I mean, here in America, we have that right to bear arms, right? And I'm not talking about raw grizzly arms like they showed on Family Guy. I'm talking about, weapons. So the reason I bring that up, because I was having a discussion last weekend with old Frank Felice, great supporter of the podcast. Thanks for being on here, Frank. And I'm hoping that people are reaching out to you at the Texas Veterans Network, because I know you're doing great things with that. But we touched a little bit onto concealed carry and open carry. Motherfuckers that be doing that shit, right? Now, I don't know where your stances are, but I'm sure that you're both fucking barrel-chested, fucking red-blooded, God-fearing, gun-toting Americans, right?
Americans.
America. Now, I don't know how y'all feel about this. I'll tell you how I feel about it. I made it known last time. I think people that walk around with fucking open carry, showing off their weapons, they kind of remind me of the gear queers that we used to have out there in Iraq and Afghanistan that used to fucking have like, all the ammo pouches and all they had in there was like fucking cigarettes and fucking lighters. You know what I mean? And they had like a fucking bipod and they had a PEC 14 or whatever the fuck it was called and the Surefire. And all they did was click a clicker at the motherfucking, at the chow hall.
Hey.
The PX Rangers.
Right.
Hey, they gotta be high speed too, just like everybody else.
Well, I mean, they take some awesome pictures, But
You never know if someone's gonna shoplift. You gotta grab their ass.
Ain't nobody gonna. They'll probably get their ass beat by their own fucking weapon, which leads me to the open carry. To me, that's what they look like—a bunch of fucking douches that are thinking they're John Wayne, think it's the Wild West. Honestly, I believe they're probably 99% of them are cowards, and they think that they're not gonna be fucked with because they got an 06 shooter right there. You know what I mean? Urena, what do you think?
Man, this is a touchy subject. Like I am pro Second Amendment. Like,
Hell yeah. No, let me stop you right there real quick. I'm not saying anything against the Second Amendment. I love the Second Amendment. It's your right to carry. It's your right to fucking bear arms. I'm just saying you look like a fucking douche.
I mean, it depends. Like if a dude, it's hard. It's hard for me to criticize this because like it's a right that it's. I feel passionate that it's none of like anybody's business. If somebody wants to carry a weapon, now the appearance, how you look, then all right, that's it's tricky. Like some people, I don't know. If you got like a gold-plated fucking Glock and you're just walking around to show off, then yeah, you call this dude a fucking douchebag. I might like the gun itself, but like you're probably just peacocking. You're just showing off. But I don't know. It's touchy for me to kind of like criticize open carrying just because it's such a right for me.
Here, I made this for you, man. All right, because you're fucking tap dancing. Those are your tap dancing shoes right there. All right, you want some tap dancing shoes?
I'm not hating on it. I'm not hating.
You're not a good artist either, Lopez.
Of course not. That's why.
I thought it was an incog.
I'm sorry. You sounding like a fucking tap dancing motherfucker right now. Look, nobody's saying take away the right to fucking open carry. I'm all about the right. It shall not be infringed. All right, but I'm just saying you look kind of douchey.
If you're doing it because you want to carry, I'm fine with that. If you're doing it because you want to get stopped by the police so you can instigate a YouTube video and get it like views and likes, then that's what I have a problem with. But if you're doing it because it's your right, then by all means do it. But just not if you're doing it just to like instigate a fight with the police.
All right.
You see a lot of people doing that shit though.
He's
you see a lot of those videos coming out.
Down and he's tap dancing, baby. What do you got for me?
So I live in a state, Oklahoma, that you don't have to have a concealed carry permit anymore as of probably 2 years ago.
America.
Now, with that said, I still maintain my concealed carry permit because A, I can still carry, and B, the laws that allow you to go in the other states concealed carrying, reciprocity laws. There we go. Somebody's going to correct me on that. I'm not a fucking philosopher
Or a lawyer.
or a lawyer. But anyways, like most states, like if you have it in one state, most other states say, okay, cool, he's got it there. He can go fucking anywhere else. Now, since the 2 years, I can honestly say I maybe have seen a handful of people in Oklahoma openly carry. It's an option for them to do it, but here's my thought on it. If I open carry, somebody comes in the store, goes to rob it, who's the first motherfucker they're going to shoot? The guy with the gun. Who's the guy they're probably going to leave alone? The guy who has a gun but has his shirt over it, and as soon as he turns his back, he's fucking getting jacked. So, and it is people's rights. If they want to open carry, fucking do it. Like, I've got no problem with it. For me, though, it's just not something, I don't really care to flaunt it around. Hey, my gun's not fucking super nice. So what do I need to now, if I had something gold plated, I'd be like, shit.
Okay, now that's where the peacocking that Urena was talking about will come in. If I have like a motherfucking Saddam Hussein looking motherfucking thing that I'm going to pull out on certain occasions, you know, I'm going to a party and, you know, maybe there's an NRA type festivity. Okay, yeah, I'm going to open carry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm going to open carry there. It's our right to open carry, and that's cool, but there's just I don't see the need to publicize that you have a gun on you. Like, there's no need to do that, because some people, even if you open carry, may still call the cops and say, well, he was looking at me aggressively and he's got a gun. Well, now you've got the fucking cops coming to you because someone says you looked aggressive. Now you've got fucking to deal with the cops on that shit.
Urena, what you say?
I agree. I mean, I'm not saying it's a smart thing, and obviously, I mean, he made a valid point. Like, you instantly become the target, or the target of theft, or the target of anybody that's trying to attack somebody. You know, who you attack whoever is going to pose a threat to you if you're trying to commit a crime. But like I said, I'm okay with people carrying openly because that's their right. But is it practical? No. Does it look cool? No, unless you got to go play the Glock or whatever, and you're trying to show off, you know, those Air Force One Glocks or whatever. You're right. Yes. Does it look cool? Is it practical? Is it the safest way to go about things? No.
All right. Nobody is fighting against the legalities of it. All right. Nobody's talking about the legalities. We're talking about the douchiness that it brings upon you. All right. Now, I understand if it was the 1800s and you're walking around with a fucking John Wayne belt. Huh?
With your big old cannonball fucking musket.
Goddamn right. You know, that's another one, dude. Now, let me ask y'all. When I don't have any concealed carry or open carry. I don't know if Urena does or doesn't. And I'm pretty sure he won't tell us, because that's the beauty about concealed carrying. You never know if a motherfucker's armed or not. So you don't know if you're going to fuck around and find out. Fafo, great t-shirt over at On the Gun Line t-shirt. Anyway, so with that said, can you have one round in the chamber already? So you can have it chambered. So basically you can walk around in red status is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Because I was gonna say, what the fuck is the purpose of walking around with a fucking weapon in my pocket or on my hip if I can't just pop it and pop. You know,
it makes no sense to have to pull it out and then rack it back, and then
that would kind of take
the purpose.
Exactly.
Seconds matter. If you're pulling the gun, every fucking second matters.
Oh yeah,
I promise you.
So do you guys think here's going to be controversy on this one? Should there be magazine limits or round limits in magazines?
Oh man. So here's my thought on it, and I think you're kind of going towards like the M4 style rifles.
Sure.
With the 30 round mags.
Yeah, we could go with that.
And here's I have, you know, everybody's got guns. If you have a 30 round mag, that's your own business. if do you need it for hunting or whatever? No, because most laws, like in Oklahoma, you can only have three rounds or 5 rounds in a rifle anyway. So you may have a 30-round mag, and you really only need 5 fucking rounds to kill a deer. Let's be honest here. You only need 1 if you're good.
Hold on. You're
He
telling
said,
me, hold on. So you can only have 5 rounds in your magazine?
well, that's most rifles. That's all. Most hunting rifles. That's all they hold. 5 rounds.
I'm not talking about hunting. Let's go with what they all love calling the assault rifle 15.
I mean, the guns come with a 30-round mag, so I'm gonna load all fucking 30 rounds in it if I go to the shooting range. That's what I'm gonna do.
Or well, I mean, we could always do what that one senator, congressperson said, and shoot in the air, and that'll scare them away.
Yeah, but if you shoot in the air, what goes up must come down. So it's got to come somewhere.
Exactly. That bitch trying to get you locked up.
What were they saying? Shoot the shotgun in the air? Was that Joe Biden that said that shit? Just shoot the shotgun in the air and get them running away.
Yeah. Now, don't get it twisted. One of the scariest sounds in the world is hearing a fucking shotgun. That'll make you shit your pants. However, I'd rather have my bird shot than followed by the slugs. But anyways, what do you think, Irina?
I'm not trying to be
this one you can go ahead and be all touchy on because I get it.
I'm not one for conspiracies, man, but oh God,
don't do that shit.
I think the whole magazine, like bump stock, fucking. Well, I mean, what's it gonna be next? ACOGs, need to be fucking limited. These are all targets of politics. Like they got to ban something. They're not gonna outright ban the rifles itself. Let's ban the fucking ejection port covers because they open up when a fucking round ejects. Like this is where it could go. Another shooting happens. It's like, oh, let's fucking this shit has a fucking a recoil system on it. Let's fucking delay it by 2 seconds or whatever.
Right.
It's just something that people want to blame. It doesn't matter how many what the capacity of the magazine is going to be. If somebody wants to kill you, they're going to find a means to kill you, i.e. the Middle East, i.e. terrorists. Oh, I'm not going to use a gun. I'm going to use some fucking TNT and blow a fucking van up and kill people that way. Like there's workarounds.
Or, a machete. You can take them, especially in Texas. What's beautiful about Texas, that you can carry long knives, any kind of knives. It's all legal. You know what I'm saying? I'll walk around with a fucking machete around this bitch. And if I want to slice some motherfuckers up, I'll go all Salvadoran and start.
You look like a damn gear queer.
Jack the Ripper. Jack the Ripper fucking killed all those people. Were they talking about banning knives and shit back then?
So, I mean, so it brings me to that point then. I mean, if somebody's going to want to kill somebody, they're going to fucking find the ways to do it. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's driving a motherfucking car in through a fucking market and just taking all the bodies out, or even if he has a 6-shooter, shit, plug 5 people, get them all running and just fucking run them over too.
Yeah, because I think they were trying to ban crossbows back in the bow and arrow days. They're like, hey, we need to put limits on these automatic crossbows because it's unfair. It's too much murder going on.
Well, Dowden, out in the country where you're at, I mean, I'm sure crossbow and bow hunting has got to be big out there.
Yeah, it's pretty big. I mean, I know a lot of guys, that's all they hunt with. They don't really hunt high power rifles or nothing.
Dude, I mean, I'm sure they got fucking different tips as well for the.
Yes, razor edge. Like they've got some that come in, and then as soon as they hit skin, they just poof,
like
and they just go all the way through, bone and all.
Damn!
You can fuck some shit up with a fucking bow and arrow. I promise you.
Oh man, dude, don't say that now. Motherfuckers gonna go out there and be like, hey, less of a chance of having any DNA too. Shit. Unlimited fucking source. I wonder if they track the fucking people that, you know what? I'm gonna stop before I end up getting fucking.
There's no background check on fucking bows, bro.
Dude, let me ask y'all something. How do y'all feel about shall not be infringed? What does that mean?
I mean, it basically means the Constitution says that, what's there is there, and that's what's written in the law. You can't infringe upon it. Which,
right?
if you go with gun laws have been in place for fucking ever. That shit's been infringed on for fucking who knows how long. Decades.
What do you say, Urina?
But, I mean, the words speak for themselves.
So with
Shall not be
that,
infringed.
with that being said, should felons have their rights infringed then?
In regards to
Right to bear arms shall not be infringed. However, you get a felony, you can't buy a fucking weapon anymore.
I think if you've met the criteria for rehabilitation, I think you did your time, you did the crime, you did the time, you're out, and now you're a member of society again. You should have the same rights as everybody else. I think you've already went through all the pain. You've already lost all your rights when you went to jail. You paid the price for the crime you committed, and the system has declared you fit to be part of society again. Then by all means, enjoy all the privileges that everybody else gets.
Does that include violent offenders, like someone who maybe murdered somebody and then got out on good behavior?
You know what? I don't think so.
That's a good one. How about this? Murderers shouldn't be allowed out of the fucking jail system ever.
And they should be on death row a lot fucking quicker too. Like
How about this? Quicker. Fuck death row. Let's go back. I discussed this last time. Public fucking executions.
I don't know about that. That's kind of
What? What's wrong with it? You think it might deter people from wanting to go and commit crimes?
Or it could allow people to say, you know what? I like all the blood and gore. I'm going to go out and fucking kill somebody.
Hell yeah. And then you get to get killed too.
If you get caught.
Well, that's why you got to conceal carry.
The way everything is, public executions could be so like commercialized after 10 years. You'd start seeing like, hey,
execution of Bill Moore.
This execution is brought to you by Pepsi.
Yes. Dude, George Carlin did a bit on that shit where he said fucking send the pedophiles to one state, send the fucking druggies to a different state, send the murderers to a different state, and then once a year or once a month, let the gates open X amount and then let them kill each other. Give them everything they want, have it all blocked off, and let them kill each other. Dude, I'm all about that shit.
And
dude,
then the winner get his freedom?
Dude. The winner gets freedom.
That'll work. Hey, you fucking, you killed a bunch of motherfucking non-fucking productive human beings. I say, you know what? Kill them all. Kill them all. Pedophiles.
Maybe they could like put you in a chair and then it's on a game show and then they slide you down a tube and then you gotta like run across this field and fight these gladiators.
Fuck yeah. Dude, if they could bring the gladiators back,
games,
that would be fucking awesome, bro. If they could bring gladiators back, that would be fucking awesome. I think that's something that society needs to stop fucking being such pussies. And again, how much money would that generate for the fucking state, bro? Well, think about it.
I think I've seen enough movies to know that games like that end up being kind of like a mask for like the failings of the government itself. If the government's coming under a lot of scrutiny, they'll just say, "Hey, let's create these big games and start." I think that was the plot to Gladiator, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I mean, but they were enslaved. That's kind of a different thing there. They were enslaved. I'm talking about the fucking pedophiles, rapists, murderers. If you've been convicted beyond a reasonable doubt, DNA and all, fuck it, dude. Either publicly hang them, publicly fucking. Or how about this? Let's compromise, all right? How about we allow the victims or the victim's family to see the perpetrator and go up against them gladiator style. But to give them an upper hand, we chop the hands off the fucking the offender. Huh? And then you put that shit on pay-per-view, all fucking funds generated will go to the charity of the victim's fucking type of crime. It's a fucking win-win.
That's like
You're
the
a brutal
plot to Running Man.
Dude, I think that'd be fucking awesome. Because you're getting mental release and mental pressure stress relief from the family members. And you're getting justice. I mean, and you're getting revenue. Dude, I fucking solved the economy's problem. What do you think?
Yeah,
Thinkers? No?
got on that.
I've seen a lot of movies where this doesn't end up good.
Oh, that's because they're fucking movies.
Sounds like a real bad deal, Lopez. I was gonna let you know. You ever seen that movie, The Purge? I think that's what you're trying to do here.
Dude,
Yeah.
Purge would be great.
It never ends good for anybody.
Here's what I think about the Purge. You know how they could fucking fix
The
that?
camera froze.
I know everybody's frozen right now. Can we hear each other? It's because I think my wife's in here playing fucking video games and slowing down my goddamn internet. Can y'all hear me? Outstanding. So, are we here?
Yeah.
We were just waiting on you. I mean,
I don't know what the fuck happened, but whatever.
it's still recording.
Still recording? Did you guys have a conversation in between?
We were waiting on you. Well, it went straight to Urea, so he was the host. We're gonna let him take it away.
You just cut that part, you know?
Yeah, I'll cut the part out where it died because I mean there was a big awkward silence from you fucking pussies.
You're the only one that froze.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how you guys aren't on par with this.
No, there's so many
We
movies.
have children.
This goes wrong.
All three of us have children, right?
Yes.
God forbid anybody ever does anything to our fucking kids. All of a sudden, that sounds like a nice plan, doesn't it?
Okay, then picture this. The prisoner that you're expecting to die on the show, because this is like what happens in the movies, ends up winning whatever match he does. And then all of a sudden, this child's rapist becomes popular, a fan favorite bad guy.
There's no. The only ones that are fighting are the offender and the offender's family, the victim's family. And there's no way it's rigged so that the motherfucking the offender loses.
Well, what if the offender defies all odds and wins? It overcomes adversity.
It's not gonna happen. It's rigged.
And then it becomes popular.
Bro, it's rigged. It's fucking rigged.
And then you're like going to work the next day, and then you got all these kids that you know, all these kids are wearing, because they want to be rebellious, they're wearing that rapist T-shirt on their face, like, you know, remember this guy.
I don't think that would happen.
You don't think that would happen?
All right, how about this? Let's regress that. Let's revisit that. Let's revisit it. We'll revisit it. All right, I'll do like that fucking chick Saki. We'll circle back. All right, circle back.
We'll come back to that. It'll be okay.
Back. I don't know. I'm just saying, I wouldn't mind peeling the motherfucker's face off if they ever even did or touched anything to my children. I will peel their fucking skin off. I will cut it like a fucking orange, and I will peel their fucking skin and bite their face off, literally. So, make sure y'all take that. All right.
Lopez,
how do you feel?
All right.
So Urena pulled out the pen and paper like he's fucking my doctor here. Tell us how you really feel, Lopez.
How are your meds working, Lopez? Are they doing all right?
I don't know if I've taken them today, actually.
This explains so much now. I'm just joking. Take your Tuesday pills. Get your pill deal out.
I know what I haven't.
It's an even numbered day.
Fuck y'all.
Sorry, just poking fun where we can. That's all.
Of course. You know how we do it. Anyway, so that rant was brought to you by On the Gunline merch, where you can find it at onthegunline.com, or just Google On the Gunline Teespring. You'll find beautiful shirts like the Willie Pete. Anyway,
money for a new laptop. Come on, people, buy some shit.
Yeah, if you guys are noticing on YouTube and my face is all grainy, it's because it's broken. So apparently it's grainy. All right, gentlemen, I think that was a good talk on I don't know how we went from concealed carry, open carry, gear queers to eating somebody's face off after I peel it open. But
Only one eating and peeling faces, man. The rest of us are just in awe.
dude, there's supposed to be a count around here telling me how much time we have left. So if it cuts out
38 seconds.
it says
30.
what?
2:30.
Oh, you guys have the counter on your side?
Yeah.
I don't fucking see it on my side, man.
Yes,
All
I'm
right,
glad.
so let me know when it's gonna fucking cut out, and then I'll send out the new invite. So with that being said, the next thing I wanted to touch on was fuck, I don't remember now. What did I say I was gonna touch on next?
Defense spending.
Oh,
There you go.
yes. You know what? How about we run out the clock on this one? Because it's gonna be about another 40-minute conversation on that one. So yeah, just so you guys know, it'll be a quick fucking for the people on the YouTubes and on the interwebs. Check it out. It's a good time to plug. Me and the wife have a new fucking podcast. We call it the Dilo and Lilo podcast.
It's pretty good. I like it. I laughed my ass off.
Did you?
Yeah, it was good dynamic.
Bro, you should have heard her when she was at Walmart, and she's like, "You're reneging," and I'm like, "No, I'm not." She's like, "You're a reneging," and I'm like, "Whoa!" I'm like, babe, that's not a word.
That's a slang word. You can't say that.
I mean, what do you call somebody that reneges?
A take backer.
Well, you can't say Indian giver. So would it be a re-N word?
Reverse
I
card.
on the subject.
And see, this is why I need to have a Patreon. I'll discuss that next here too. All right,
Yeah, and OnlyFans.
I'm gonna end this.
1 minute.
All right, I'm gonna end this right now. I'm gonna send out the new one. All right.
Right on.
Bye. All right, everybody, and we're back. I know that was like a 2-second skip for you all. However, I'm just waiting for Dowden to come in as well as Urena. All right, and I have Urena here, and Dowden is here as well, joining us now. So the 40 minutes have begun. It's 8:50 p.m. We're gonna go ahead and continue. So on this segment, part 2 of the midweek memo, I guess you could say. I got to give you a little bit of backstory on this. All right. I got to give y'all some backstory too. All right. I don't know how many of y'all saw on the IG where I posted a video of AOC's big fucking horsetooth ass talking to, I think it was Rachel Maddow, that fucking bull dyke bitch. She fucking goes out and fucking AOC's like, in order to get where we need to be, we need to have a budget of $10 trillion. They were talking about the fucking money that Biden wanted to get, right? Because he did the 1.3 or whatever the fuck it is for the Biden bucks. This cunt said that in order to get where we're at, to fix where we're at and get better, we need $10 trillion. This bitch said $10 trillion that we can repay in over 10 years or some shit. So I made a comment like, damn, since we're making up words now, let's just say $1 gajillion. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, fuck it. Why not a zillion? Fuck it. We're just fucking floating out amounts that are non-existent. And
We just print money until all debt's paid. Fuck it. Just print money. We'll just throw more money at it. It'll be all right.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll drive the American dollar down to where it's not fucking worth the paper it's printed on.
It's not. Dude, don't we borrow like 50 cents from China? Or 35 cents of every dollar that we spend is from China. China, as fucking Trumpy Trump says. Well, anyways, so I put that on, and that was on my regular IG, not on the other one. Here's what I wrote. Okay, I mean, crazy bitch.
We're talking about realistically $10 trillion over 10 years. And
this bitch just said $10 trillion. Okay, So that's what I put up. All right. And so a family member of mine, and I love him. He's my cousin. You know, he's from California. Um, he's an explorer. Um, and well, he retorted with the following. I said retort.
It was a rhetorical question. Rhetorical.
So this is what he says, and I want your guys' opinion. We'll start with you, Dowden, and then we'll move to your arena. I don't know, man. Okay, so I said it's like listening to. Oh, hold on. I said this dumb cunt said $10 trillion. Like, yeah, sure. Let's just say $1 gajillion next. Ha ha ha. So he says, I don't know, man. The U.S. military budget is about $1 trillion per year. So what do the U.S. taxpayers have to show for paying $10 trillion on the military budget for the last 10 years? And I wanted to retort something smart assed, like, for example, do you speak Arabic or Chinese? Or, do you have a sickle or a red flag? But I didn't go there, because I wanted to have a discussion. It's a fair question. I think it's a fair question, right?
It's a fair question.
So, Dowden, you know the question. What are your thoughts behind it?
So you got to think of the military like a business. How many people are employed with this business? How many people in the military? You've got to pay them. The food's kind of subsidized. The housing, insurance, billets for everybody. And then you start kind of diving into new technology, building new technology so soldiers don't die or we're better prepared as a country. You think of tanks and all that shit like a fucking car payment. How many fucking car payments or airplane payments we got going on in this motherfucker?
Preach.
Retirement, schools. And I don't know if this is true. Does the VA come out of the military budget or no? Is that in its own deal?
That's a good question.
I don't know. But if it is, all veterans assistance for after that shit, then people who go to war, who actually, go to war, Lord forbid, they die, they get injured. You got to take care of them, and shit like that. There's a lot of money goes into it. Now, with that said, is there a lot of money that's probably pissed off, fucking pissed away? Absolutely. But that's with any fucking business. How much money do you think the government fucking pisses away every year?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes, $1 trillion sounds like a lot of money, which it is a lot of money. But think about the business as a whole. And at the end of the day, what's the point of the U.S. military? To protect U.S. citizens and the country. You can't really put a price tag on that shit. Because a lot of these people who bitch about how much is being spent in the military, if someone was to invade us, be the first motherfuckers that would either surrender like the French or just fucking cower down and just do whatever they're fucking told.
Preach. That was a very good answer. How about you, Arena?
So yeah, the VA is funded by the defense budget, which, according to defense.gov,
I knew it.
The 2021 budget request was $740.5 billion for national security. $705.4 billion is for the Department of Defense, and that covers like the Army, all the branches, the family members. Like he just described, like, we employ all the DA civilians, all the DOD civilians, like the people that build the houses for the military housing. There's so many people that are funded by this defense budget, and it's kind of like an investment that ends up going back into the treasury after a while. Anyway, it's kind of like a stimulus. Like they spend $740 billion. It pays all these people because we're taxpayers too. So we end up paying taxes back on what the government's already given us. So the money's really circulating back to an extent.
Huh.
I mean, yeah, shit. I didn't even think about that part of it.
Right, because we also pay in taxes, right?
I mean, everybody that's fucking employed pays for taxes.
Right.
Well,
So,
Most people that are employed pay taxes. There's a lot of people that go years without doing it and then wonder why. God damn, why am I almost getting fucking thrown in jail over 20 years with no tax returns?
Dude, it's funny. So I mean, I knew that I would get a very educated responses from you all. For me, it's simple. Like you were saying, do you remember that cadence? Some say freedom is free. No, it's not. But by the way, how much was the budget again?
What, 705 billion?
How much is that less than $1 trillion?
About 300.
Let the Asian out of you come
Over
on.
here trying to do math, man. It's 300 billion.
I mean, you look Asian, but you just can't do Asian math. Got it.
I don't have a calculator, man.
Big numbers. Come on.
Well, I mean, it's just so I hope, Paulie, that we were able to answer that question for you as far as what the U.S. has received in return. It's called freedom.
Here's another question.
Go ahead.
So, we're talking about the military. How much is spent? How much is spent for the government every year to pay all the senators and shit who just got a fucking raise? By the way,
mm-hmm.
They're giving out stimulus checks and all that shit, and they're like, oh well, fuck, we'll give ourselves a raise. We need it. Really, you need it. The American people don't need that money more than you,
bro. How about how about all this money that we poured towards a fucking wall that was never finished, and now they're talking about going into filling gaps. I
mean, whoever that contractor was, the government's fucking got to pay the contract. Even if they canceled it, they're still obligated to pay the contract. So the contractor's still going to get his fucking money from him, no matter if the wall's fucking finished or not.
It just trips me out. Like, all this money that we throw at, like, how much was spent during the wars? You know what I'm saying? These endless fucking wars that, whether we were for them or against them, doesn't matter, that we were there to do a fucking job. But
it was $1 billion a day, by the way.
At war?
Yeah, for both of them, for Iraq and Afghanistan, back in their peak in like 2008.
So GWAT cost $1 billion a day.
Yeah.
And you got to think about what all is invested in that. Like Irina was saying, contractors.
Mm-hmm.
You've got fucking contractors out the yin yang. Let's be honest. All the transportation of vehicles, people, fuel. Fuck.
Logistics.
$1 billion a day. I fucking believe that shit.
I think that we could have probably paid somebody $1 billion to raise an army and just wipe out whoever the fuck we were trying to get rid of.
I mean, you could just pay Blackwater and just said, you know what? Do what you do. Be gone. Be free and do what you do.
Dude, I thought when you started off with black, I thought you were gonna go somewhere else with that.
or just bring in what is it? The French Foreign Legion? Aren't they like mercenaries for hire? Kinda.
Or those guys are in Mali right now, by the way.
Word.
Probably doing hood shit.
You watch videos on YouTube right now and watch those guys in the Portuguese out in Africa killing people.
Or you could get all the convicted murderers and pedophiles and throw them into those countries.
Like a landfill.
Yeah, and let it sort itself out. They could
pick
the new Australia.
Yeah, I don't really think that's going to sort itself out very well, though.
That's true. They do have Man Love Thursdays out there.
Plus, you still got to transport them over there, so it's still going to cost you a little bit of fucking money.
How about this? We put them on a boat, and we start shipping them over there, and then we just leave them out there to sea. I'm going back to the fucking murderers and pedophiles here.
Or why don't we just pile them all in C-130s and then have the floor fall out of it over the ocean? No
accident.
Well, that there's a possibility they might live though.
Really?
Yeah.
If you take them out to the middle of the fucking ocean, you don't think something's gonna eat them? They don't have any life jackets. They ain't got no parachute. They got to swim or die.
The impact alone will kill them.
I seen Castaway, bro.
Really? Castaway? That's where you're going with this, huh?
How about we just put them in a volcano and call it a sacrifice to
Just
appease the gods? So back to the motherfucking spending of the $10 trillion over 10 years. Look, this bitch wanted to spend all this money for I don't know what. I think maybe to help out. I get it that our country needs infrastructure. I get that our country needs to fucking
The economy needs to get booming again.
But I mean, how? Let me ask y'all. We're gonna get a little political on this one now. How is it the whole federal, or how is it the federal government has to assist the state government? You know what I'm saying? If the state dug its own fucking grave by making these policies that they couldn't fucking pay for, why is it up to the federal government to go in and pump money into their economy?
Because they're still American people.
But they made their own grave.
Well, not necessarily. So you're saying a governor of a state gets to basically fuck everybody that lives in the state from getting any kind of federal funds? It's not like everybody in the
No. I'm saying, for example, California. They're fucking themselves with all these fucking these laws and shit like that.
They've been doing that for years, and they keep voting in fucking retards. So,
What do you think of Californians?
some of them are not very smart people.
Politics are stupid over there, man.
Yes, they are. California is such a beautiful place, and politics are fucking retarded. Oh, did you know that retarded is a word that you can't say anymore?
We just used it.
Yeah.
Well, apparently it's akin to the N word, which I don't understand because I can still say retarded. You know what? So I'm just saying. So me and my wife were having this discussion, right? Because I said retarded. And she said that, you can't say that no more. So we're discussing like, well, how is it if that was an actual word that actually had a significance to something? Like it was an actual word, for example, sometimes your engine's retarded, right? You have a retarded engine? You ever have an engine retard? So is it now my engine's disabled? Right? I mean, how does that work? What do I say for that?
It depends on how you're using the word. Are you talking about machines or people?
Well, my engine's acting retarded.
Are you emphasizing the R in retard?
It kind of is, isn't he? He's saying retarded. Super retarded.
So, but isn't there such thing as an engine that's retarded that it's not?
There's an engine retarder.
Okay, so let's go with that. I'll play your game. There's an engine retarder. What does it do?
I'm jogging my memory. Hold on. Keep going.
He's jogging his memory by Google.
Okay. It's basically an engine brake. It's basically like a Jake brake. It's basically what it is.
Right.
They've got a different name for it, but there are some vehicles that probably still say engine retarder on it.
So is it now engine what?
Well, now they just call them Jake brakes or fucking my truck. What's it called? Exhaust brake is what my truck calls it. An exhaust brake.
So is transmission fluid no longer called tranny fluid?
It's still called tranny fluid.
Look at your reader like I gotta stay quiet.
I'm just trying to figure out a way to answer your questions without getting you canceled, man.
I don't give a fuck about getting canceled. I don't know if you ever heard the first couple of midweek memos. Kowalczyk was on a mission to get us pulled down off of YouTube. So his first one is called the what's he call it? The chicken pox was the coronavirus, was the chicken pox, and or the kung flu.
Oh my god.
So,
crazy guy.
anyways, this one slipped away from me. 10 million, 10 trillion. I don't know what AOC, does anybody have any idea what she wants to spend it on? And is it something that we should be spending our money on?
No, look at some of the shit on the COVID relief bill. They sent money to other fucking countries for shit. I thought that was supposed to be for American citizens.
Facts. Urena?
It's all funding these social welfare policies and stuff. It's a form of bribery, in my opinion. You pay off the people that you want to get to vote for you later on down the road, and then come election time in 2024, all these companies will be like, hey, we were funded by this party 4 years ago, let's scratch their backs because they scratched ours when we needed the money. And that's going to trickle down to the employees, the workers, the people. It's just it's just bribery, in my opinion.
Huh, that's a good way of looking at it. I never looked at it as bribery, because that's basically all it really is. We're bribing the fucking
Buying votes.
I heard I don't know if it was Charles Barkley who was saying, he actually said some intelligent shit where it's we as a people are retarded for fucking believing that these people actually have our best interest in their minds, when all they're actually doing is dividing us with their power. You know what I'm saying? They keep dividing us based on race and all that good shit. And meanwhile, they're still making bucks out of it. I have to look it up. I don't remember the exact fucking words that he used, but he actually sounded pretty smart for a guy that swings his fucking golf club pretty stupidly.
For one party, it'd be very convenient for a certain population to stay poor, and for that population that stays poor, for them to give them handouts, because that picture, that optic, looks to everybody like, hey, if we keep these guys in power, they give money to the poor, let's vote for them. So it's very like they want you to be successful, or give you the impression that you're being successful because the government's there to take care of you, but they're not going to make you successful enough to realize that you're voting for the wrong party, and I'm going to vote for somebody else. It's just going to keep you poor enough. Huh?
Let me ask you something. This is for both of y'all. Is there a necessity in the world to have ditch diggers?
You talking about like city workers that you see 4 of them standing around and one guy working?
I'm saying, for example, there's always going to be a necessity for a lower class per se, right?
Not necessarily a lower class, I wouldn't say.
A working class. Let me change that.
There's always going to be a need for a working class, yeah.
So, because my question is, should somebody who just shovels shit all day, it's a necessary job, should they be making the same as, say, a truck driver?
Well, the guy who's shoveling shit, I would like to think that it's an entry level. You've got to work your way to the fucking top, just like in the military. You've got to start at the fucking bottom and work your way up.
But it seems that, for example, McDonald's used to be a fucking, it was not a career move. You know what I'm saying? But now they're raising these goddamn minimum wages to like $15 an hour. Yet these motherfuckers still fuck up my orders. I know it's hacky as shit to say this, but they're fucking up my order all the goddamn time. Now, where it's a slippery fucking slope when we start getting to shit like that, as far as like, okay, we're gonna pay the sweeper of the floor at McDonald's the same amount as a motherfucker that went to school, tried to do better for himself, and he's got an entry-level position. You know what I'm saying? And they're paying the minimum. So do you guys see where I'm going with this? In other words, there's a necessity. You can't pay everybody equally. If we're going to do that, let's just go to pay grades like we did in the military then. Just everybody go to pay grades. You know what
Different skill sets, I guess. I don't. What's your think, Urena?
I think no. Like if you chose to work at McDonald's, you're not doing it. You're not working at McDonald's because you got a college degree and that's your dream job. I mean, you could have chosen In-N-Out Burger where they pay $18 an hour. But you chose McDonald's or whatever. I don't know. We're always gonna have like a lower class, a working class. But the privilege of living in the United States, that's like what sets us apart from like every other country, because our standard of living, even for the lower class, is still higher than most middle class for a lot of like third world countries. So those are the privileges that you get living here. You get the right to choose where you want to work. You get the right to choose how much education you want to soak in, retain and apply it to a career field. Whereas if you go to Europe, they have a more practical education system, but it's kind of forced on you. You go through a trade school when you're in high school, and that's pretty much the job that you're going to have for the rest of your life, most likely, and stuff. In the US, you get the freedom to choose what you want to do. If you get tired of working at McDonald's for after like 10 years, you can stop and say, I'm tired of this shit. I'm going to do something about it, get an education, and work towards something else, and then live comfortably.
I'm gonna
You
make
get that
y'all
right.
uncomfortable. I'm about to make y'all super uncomfortable right now. And this just popped into my head, so I don't think this is fucking planned out. But here we go. If we're in a country that's so great that is you know, like Irina says, you can make it if you want to make it, then why do we have so many people believing that we can't? Because based on skin or based on fucking social economic status. Urina's like, I can't touch that one.
No, I can. I will. Fuck. Like, that is what, and I'm not trying to be a conspiracy guy or, like blame the media guy, but that is the optic that is being pushed on people to make them feel. If I ask anybody of any color, like, what are you doing? Can you get an ID card? Can you have a successful job? Can you succeed where you go? Like, are you like comfortable where you live? They can say yes. Like, I am comfortable. But the media or whoever that wants you to vote a certain way is going to tell you like, nah. All these people are like restricted. There's policies in place. They can't succeed. They'll never make it without us, the big government. And that's why they're voting for us. Keep voting for us because we're going to help you get to where you need to go by giving you handouts and all this crazy shit.
Bro,
And
what you just said right now, and I love that you're getting passionate about it. And I know that you know, dude, we're going to have to put a paywall up so we can actually be able to speak our minds for real. But I love the passion that you brought in because the fact is that I've said shit like this and I've been called a sellout for saying that shit. Because I won't say that, I won't say that my brownness has kept me down when it hasn't. You know what I'm saying? And yes, Dowden, no, you're not excluded from this because you're white. There's no such thing as a white privilege card here. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in white privilege, honestly. I believe in social economic privilege, if that makes sense. Because do you understand what I'm saying? As far as like motherfuckers that have money are the ones that have the fucking privilege. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I mean, go ahead. Preach.
No. I mean, I was kind of thinking that in my head, like, yeah, people who have money obviously have the privilege. But the question I could think about the money part is where did the money come from and how hard? Like, let's say I make $1 million. I'm rich, and then my kids are the privileged ones, but I've worked my ass off.
Mm-hmm.
So as a parent, I should have made them work their ass off instead of fucking feeding them with a silver spoon. I mean, a lot of it's got to come with taking care of your fucking teaching your kids what's right and wrong and that they're not fucking special in any other way.
I agree with you on that. I completely agree with you on teaching your kids the values, right? However, I worked my ass off so that they wouldn't have to fucking deal with the bullshit I dealt with, to give them that social economic privilege. You know what I'm saying? So why am I going to fucking rich shame, if for lack of a better fucking word, people that are successful? You know what I mean?
Rich shame them, but I mean, like if we're talking about the kids, you're not rich shaming your kids. You're just, if you're trying to teach them something, like they need to go and start from the ground up and work and then eventually become part of daddy's company, if you will.
What do you say, Urina?
Oh yeah, I mean, if you peel back any layer of like successful people, billionaires or whatever, you get to you look up the history of their parents and then their grandparents. Eventually, you're gonna reach somebody that was poor, that was struggling, that was like shining shoes at the corner of the street, and everybody had the same idea, the same goal. They're like, I'm gonna work now so my kids don't have to work half as much as I did when they get my age, so they don't struggle and need shit. And it just layered up. It snowballed. Like right now with my kids, they don't need half as much shit that I needed when I was a kid, because I was fucking struggling, rocking fucking Payless shoes that were like 2 sizes bigger than me because I was like gonna grow into them and they'd last longer. You know, my kids will get new fucking shoes every time they fucking get a growth spurt. Eventually, when they become adults, it is expected that they're gonna fucking get a job and maintain that momentum going. But whatever they do with that momentum really comes down to them. Like you can see billionaires all the time fucking lose all their money on poor investments and all that shit. Like money comes and goes, man.
Dude, it's a trip. Like, you know, the people that are successful in this world are those that are fucking go-getters and want it. There's motherfuckers that make excuses and motherfuckers that make shit happen. I've always said it, man. There's two types of people in this world: motherfuckers that make shit happen and motherfuckers that watch shit happen. All right. I'll give you an example. And, you know, not to blow smoke up your ass here, Dowden, but Dowden is a fucking, if you were to encapsulate the American fucking dream.
No.
Yeah. I'll tell you why. You are a success story if you think about it. All right. You may not see it this way, but you are. GED, bro. GED. All right.
It was a good enough diploma to get into the military.
Joins the army, right? A 13 fucking banger, which honestly usually has no fucking life after the military.
It doesn't. I looked.
You can shoot a howitzer at the side of a mountain. I always heard.
Yeah, but those jobs are probably parents have been in it for years, and that's cool. Because I thought, you know, about halfway getting out, I was like, I'm gonna get that fucking job,
dude.
No.
But what does he do when he gets out? Does he let that shit fucking weigh him down? No. This motherfucker went out and grinded for what he wanted, bro. And now, you know, he's doing middle class shit. You know what I'm saying? He's living comfortably. His fucking family does not want for anything. You know what I'm saying? So all in all, success is not determined by your fucking status, because everybody thinks, oh, you need a high school diploma, you need a college degree, you need this. No, you fucking don't. You need to have the fucking balls to go out and get what you fucking want. Yeah, well, there'll be fucking hurdles that you have to hop, more than fucking likely. All right. And I'm not going to say that, you know, that black folks or Hispanic folks don't sometimes may have it a little bit hard because there's races out there. Yeah, there's races everywhere. Guess what? There's racist Hispanics. There are racist blacks. Because I guarantee you, if a Mexican has a motherfucking shop and he has a Mexican and a white boy to come over there to try to work for him, guess who he's going to hire? It ain't going to be fucking Chad. It's going to be fucking Pablo. All right? Same thing with a black dude. If he has a barber shop, and I'm just fucking going stereotypical here, but if he has a barber shop and you got old motherfucking Lance coming over, and then and Tyrone, guess who's getting the job? It ain't fucking Lance. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm getting at. Anyway,
Lance anyways. Ugh.
Lance is just a douchey name that I could come up with. Anyways, I just want to throw that out there because I'm so fucking sick of people making excuses as to why they can't get ahead. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm doing pretty good for my fucking self. You know what I'm saying? I grew up upper lower class. You know, and yeah, that's what I call it, upper lower class. And the only reason I say that is because I had both parents in the house and we had a roof over our head that my parents were paying a mortgage for rather than renting. But that was upper lower class in the ghetto, you know? And then you have lower class and then Poe, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, but I was able to make something out of myself. And so what's the excuses that other people have? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I went to jail. That's one thing that we need to fucking get rid of, man. What do you guys think on this? Motherfuckers that go to jail, and this will be the last topic before we wrap up. Motherfuckers go to jail, right? Like Urena said, you do your time, you're rehabilitated, you come out. Do they not deserve a fucking second chance in society to get a job?
They do.
You know, these motherfuckers go out there. Why is there such a fucking turnaround? Because these fuckers can't get a job, bro. You know what I mean? Anyway, sorry. I started venting out here. I went all over the place. What do you want to talk about, Urena? What's on your mind, bro?
No, I was just gonna add to that. You know, like some of the job requirements and stuff are just for a fun fact. You know, like they require you to have like a phone number and stuff. Like 3 people that are like phone contacts, prior work experience. if you're an inmate, like what's your prior work experience like? Working at a jail or whatever, like you can barely afford a Cricket wireless phone from 7-Eleven, if they still sell those. So there's systems in place that make it a little bit more difficult for inmates,
Yep.
former inmates, to kind of get employment.
Yep. What do you think, Dowden?
I mean, yeah, Urena hit it. You know, for inmates and stuff like that, it's a lot harder on them whenever they get out because you know they don't have any previous work experience, and on most forms, you know, if it and it's been a while since I filled out an application, but it says if no prior work experience, why? Well,
Right.
you got to answer it correctly. So, I mean, I was in prison. Well, why were you in prison? Well, we're not going to hire a felon.
Dude,
But I know a lot of jobs these days, even looking around, cruising on the internet, entry level jobs now, employers are wanting people with an associate's or a bachelor's degree now. They don't give a fucking what it's in.
Mhm.
They just want you to have a degree.
You know what's a shame is I think the military, from what I was reading on something, was having an issue with meeting recruiting quotas because of their high standards to get in the military. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't have some high standards to get in the military.
High standards, you say.
High.
That must have changed from many, many years ago.
Well, yeah, because we needed the bodies back then. You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
bodies, all right. Big bodies.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, and I think that's one of the issues that, you know, they want all this education, but bro, I wanted to fucking blow things up. You know what I'm saying? That's all I wanted to do. What do I need a goddamn degree for?
Well, here's what I wish. One thing I wish I would have done is whenever I was in, taking them motherfucking free classes, and when you got out, you'd have had a fucking degree.
You can definitely touch on this one, Urena, yourself.
Yeah, man. Like, well, I'm I'm using the GI Bill right now because I'm trying to expedite this degree because the GI Bill's lets you take like four classes at a time or more. Whereas the tuition assistance, even though it's free and it's a good, and I'd probably recommend tuition assistance to pursue an associate's if you've got like a big window of time. But because I've got like a year left before I possibly get out, you know, I'm trying to pretty much consolidate a bunch of classes in a small window, and I'm working on getting this associate's degree in less than a year. So through the GI Bill. And I wish I would have done it years ago. Like I'd probably be a fucking doctor or something.
Let's be realistic. You know, we always say, "Oh yeah, we're busy." No, we ain't. You know, and you know what? If I had a Joe as a leader, if I had a Joe that was like, "Hey, chief, can I go to the fucking library or can I go to my barracks rooms? I want to knock out some college courses." Bye, motherfucker. Go. You know, I would send him out because he's trying to better himself. Now, one thing we need to agree with though, college is not for everyone. College education is not for everyone. And one thing I will say that all these prerequisites for a college degree that have absolutely nothing to do with the degree you're going for can suck a dick. And that was my biggest detractor from going to college because I didn't understand if I wanted to be a history teacher, why the fuck do I need to know fucking calculus or trigonometry? Why do I need to know algebra? I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I need to know that algebra was fucking brought upon by the goddamn Egyptians or something like that. Now that will be the only algebra that I need to know. You know what I'm saying?
Or even then, they require elective classes, especially when you're trying to go for a bachelor's degree, and they're like, oh, you know, you need 20 electives, whatever you want, just pick it. If you get to the point where you're like, pick whatever you want, then it's really not necessary for anybody.
Exactly.
It's just a waste of money. But the school needs to make money. You know, they wouldn't be making as much money if, you know, like the fucking the PT class, the art fucking movie art writing class wouldn't be making a lot of money if you're like, hey, you don't have to take this class anymore. They gotta keep the money going.
My sister-in-law went to school to be an athletic trainer. She's a teacher now, but one of her electives was fucking bowling.
Wow.
She took a college course for bowling.
Wow. She better be fucking having bowling 300s every goddamn.
She's pretty good. She's pretty good. I mean, we don't bowl very often, but
gentlemen, it's been a pleasure having y'all on here. I think we had a really good dynamic here. We got it lost a little bit, and you know,
That's your fault.
It's the way the gun line goes.
Eat him afterwards, you sick fuck.
What?
You want to rip people's faces off and eat it after. It's fucking
I'm
weird.
sorry. No, it's not weird. It's
We're guilty by association to your fucking war crimes that you just
No
described.
I'm just saying, anybody ever thinks about fucking doing anything to my fucking children, I will take joy in your pain. All right. And that's what I also feel about and I also feel this way about my military family. You know what I'm saying? So anybody ever hurts my military family, it won't go as in depth as peeling your fucking face like an orange. But for every tear that one of my friend cries, I will break a bone. Anyways, y'all, with that being said, it's been a pleasure having you here on this week's midweek memo. I think we got all the topics out.
Plus some extras.
What'd you say?
Plus some extras.
And then some extra. Urena, anything you want to give out before we go out?
GIVandals.com, still in business, still making shirts and sarcastic tees for the sarcastic crowd. We're fucking smart asses, and you don't have to, it's cheaper than a lap dance. And then last thing, call your friends, call people that you've served with. You never know whoever is in need or whatever, you know, reach out to people because like somebody might need you and your call might change their life in a good way.
Fucking facts. Dowden, anything from you?
I got nothing. I can't follow that.
All right. You better have some good topics for us next week. How about that?
Me? I'll try. I'll see what I can do.
All right. Hopefully, if we get any fucking responses to this, it'd be great. I'd love to fucking keep on going with responses that I get here. So, yeah. So far, so good, gentlemen. It's been a pleasure having you all on here. Go to check out GIVandals.com for your satire attire, military satire attire. Go check out onthegunline.com. It'll have links to the Facebook, to the Twitter, to the YouTube, to the IG, and to the Facebook. And also make sure you go onto the Facebook on the gun line where you'll find links to the shirts as well. You know, check out this fucking Willie Pete right here. We got HE. And all I know is the designer of this shirt and the rest of them is a fucking bomb ass motherfucker who is great at what he does. And I just want to thank him. He knows who he is. All right. Love, peace, and hair grease. Rounds complete. In the mission. Gun line out. Bye, motherfuckers.